Greetings, my good people of this beautiful place we like to call Skuntville. Welcome to the Skunts. We live in an age of misinformation. Everywhere you turn, there's a lie here and a lie there, and the persons perpetuating these lies are often doing so to serve their own self-interest or that of the people that put food on their table. Understandably, which is why Guyana Uncut came into existence. The people who put food on our table are you, the viewers, by watching and liking our videos. And I'm gonna lie to y'all, YouTube is up a little fine lie with we, which is enough to sustain our operation. We're here to serve you, and that is why we don't give two skunks about what we say on this channel, just as long as it's the truth. Keep the intro quick and let me tell you about this new oil expert we have in Guyana, we named Glen aka Tiktak Glen.
Hey, something ever surprise you like when you see Tigala? What?
Before we get started, if you're new to the Skunts, press that red and white subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you can get updates when we post new videos. Now Glen and a few others are pushing the government to renegotiate the oil contract entered into between Guyana and ExxonMobil for the Stabroek oil block. I support this call. I personally think Guyana could have gotten a better deal. And if the contract is renegotiated so Guyanese people could get more, it will be a good thing. With that being said, you can't enter into a contract with a company, then decide a few years down the line that the contract that you sign is rubbish, and force the other party back to the table through bullyism and pure ignorance. Sanctity of contract is an important principle that these idiots cannot yet grasp the concept of. They're accustomed to getting their way in a corrupt system and expect that it will be the same cowboy show when doing business with the Americans. Think about it for a second. If our country enters into a contract and we bully the other party and tell them we want a new arrangement after signing, who in their right mind would want to make any agreement with our country in the future with that precedent? The PPP and Jagdeo, on the other hand, are not interested in renegotiation because if they did, there is a way to bring Exxon back to the table. And I'm sure Jagdeo knows this because I've had a look in his head. Let's use a practical small man example. Let's say you have 4 cars and you want to rent them out. Let's call these cars Stabroek, Kaichor, Kanji, and Roraima. A man named Obama come and say you want to rent your Stabroek car and you're desperate to get these cars rented, so you decide, man, let me rent it for $5,000 a day because I don't want to scare away my first business. You and Obama then enter into a contract for $5,000. Then Obama gone and brag about how he pack you and get you for give away a Stabroek car for $5,000. Then you skunt gone and dead and left the car rental business to your wife. Let's call your wife PPP for this analogy. Wifey then look at other car rental business and see how everybody getting $10,000 for similar cars to your Stabroek car. But she can't do nothing. Obama now come back to the business and want to rent your other cars, Kaichor, Kanji, and Roraima. All your wife needs to do is say, look Obama, you make my husband a big skunt on that first rental. If you want my other cars, which I know you do, then we consider a little increase to $8,000 on that first car. Then you could get all these rest of cars at current market prices. Is it as simple as that? Yes. But instead of constructively criticizing and finding solutions, big stinkmouth Glen only doubt is stirring up trouble and talking about how the government should force renegotiation. That certainly will not work. And while Lal is purporting to be out here representing the small man, he himself is a beneficiary of all the oily money circulating in Guyana. Anybody ever checked when he Tiktak in from his squishy looking living room? If it was up to people like him, all the oil will be left in the ground and Guyanese wouldn't get one skunt. The next thing he picking on the oil company about is oil spill insurance. He and former PNC head of the EPA are telling us that ordinary Guyanese people need to be concerned with Exxon's oil spill insurance policy. I've heard their argument that the government reversed an agreement that EPA had with Exxon to guarantee a US $2.5 billion insurance for environmental disasters such as oil spills. If this is true, this would be a huge indictment on the integrity of the government, and we would love to expose such corruption. But Mr. Adams is yet to provide a copy of this document that referenced this US $2.5 billion, or any other verifiable proof for that matter. We can't just take his word for it just because he was the former head of the EPA. Anyways, I'm going to start back my coverage of oil-related topics in this new series. And if you want credible information on what the skunt is going on in and around oily issues, be sure to stay tuned. My name is Mudwata. Boom out!
Hold up.